my name's Alex Moss. I am the Technical Director and co-founder of 3 Door Digital, and my Twitter handle is @AlexMoss, funnily enough.
Fantastic.
It's a bit of a random story. I've done web design since I was 13.
Wow.
And I was doing SEO without even knowing it. When I was a kid anyway, I had like a South Park fan site, I remember, and I didn't realise at the time that I was optimising it.
So you were doing it as a kid?
I was doing it, but you don't realise, because they don't really say in school, hey, did you know that you can be a search engine optimiser? They didn't even know what internet was there, and it was just one of those things. So I was doing websites through that, and then I kept on doing it, and instead of getting proper jobs, I used to design websites for people. I kind of learned how to do everything myself, so it kind of carried on through uni, where I studied law, which has nothing to do with web design.
Interesting,
yeah, so I kind of did that, thinking I could become a lawyer, because web design might not be the thing, because career advisors say, be a lawyer or be a doctor.
Exactly.
There is no
that big
third
sheet of
choice.
paper with like hundreds on it. It's just, it never says like what you want it to be, does it? Really?
No. I bet it's on there now.
Oh yeah, I bet it is.
These conferences, I mean, the network and the community here is great. And the fact that although we're technically competitors, we all learn from each other, we tell each other things that we do to make each other better, and that's what's great, because there aren't really conferences for car dealerships, are they? I don't think the boss of Carcraft and the boss of Arnold Clark are together, sharing strategies.
No, exactly. And do you like the openness? Can you see that staying within the industry? The openness.
Yeah. I mean, there's a thing where people are against Google, but I don't think that really will exist in the end. It'll just be, I don't know. Well, when you get to black hatters, they find loopholes, and then Google simply fills them. And soon there won't be any loopholes to fill, and there won't be any holes at all. So it'll be just how to work with them. And if we all have the same ethos, which we should do, and technically we do on the outside, it's just that some don't on the inside, then everyone's working for the same goal, really. Even if you're working with a client that are competing against each other, it's still healthy competition. And even if you get overtaken by someone, you can ask them, how did you do that? And they might tell you how it's done. Sometimes egos, but I mean, I can be a bit egotistical sometimes, but I mean, there are the whole thing of SEO rock stars.
Yes, exactly. I was going to say, you hear them, like you say, the big guys at the top of the tree, like, got these statuses from maybe things they've done maybe 5-10 years ago.
Exactly. It's the self-proclaimed gurus that are the ones that generally aren't the gurus. And you can't be an SEO guru. You can't be a guru of everything SEO. You can be a guru maybe of a certain niche within SEO, but never the broad aspects of it. So that's my pet peeve.
That would wind you up a little bit. Okay.
Rip their website to shreds from a technical perspective. I would do a lot of keyword research, find out what keywords they're ranking for, find out what keywords competitors are ranking for that they're not, and just a general competitor landscape analysis.
Oh, okay. And how do you get them to see the value in SEO?
It depends what their budget is. I mean, if you've got a client who only has £500 and they want to rank for LCD TV, some people are sold that could happen, and technically it might be able to happen, but it'll only happen for 15 minutes, and after that you will never be there ever again, because you'll be penalised. I think the best thing is to not really sell value, but sell an expectation of that value. So if they have £500, maybe LCD TV is not the keyword to go for, and that it's to go for everything but that are long tail, low competition but high value. Okay. So just really working with your client just to maybe make them more aware of the SEO industry, and just say that you can get a lot more for your money by doing it this way, as opposed to really a bit of polite education, I guess. I mean, some clients don't understand the difference between long tail and short tail. They think that short tail is the answer, and that's it. I mean, if you want LCD TV as an example, if I live in Brighton, I will want to look for LCD TV in Brighton, and that may be a keyword, and as well as that, go for local results and things like that. You know, things that are
definitely
just easier to win on. Canonicalization, duplicate content, and developers acting of their own free will without actually communicating with anyone else. There's been loads of experiences where I've had people just implement things and they don't tell anyone, and it actually harms the site in a way that only you can clean it up. And if anything, that person will never get the blame for it because they've done work, even though that work has become a detriment.
Okay. So do you find that it's the building process where SEO specialists haven't been involved, that can be quite a bad fundamental issue to miss out on?
Well, I mean, communication in general between development and IT and marketing and PR, I mean, there are loads of times where PR, they get really good links and they just don't know how to actually insert them, and they'll just do a PR, they'll do PR on the internet and on very good websites, and they won't tell the search agency about it. And when it happens, we see the link, we think, oh, that was a missed opportunity there. And you can't really go back and say, do you fancy making that non-branded anchor text? Thank you very much. Moonlight. That is the main answer. I mean, looking back at uni when I was doing law, if you didn't have 5 different work experiences on your CV when you came out, you're just not special. And that's not to say that you can't be special in your own right. I mean, when I entered SEO, I hadn't done any moonlighting, but I was just a nobody, and I did moonlighting naturally because I wanted more money. I just did a bit of freelance, and then after a while you get noticed for that as well as your day job. So that's the best advice, is to just do stuff and experiment with things, break stuff and improve them.
So really, if they were going to come to you for a job, it'd be have this, this and this, show me what you've done, and we can maybe look to have a bit more of a chat about employment then.
Pretty much, yeah. And passion as well, of course.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Okay.
It depends on the scale. I mean, it's always good to keep things in-house because, you know, the more resource you have within the building, the better it is. That's just communication anyway. But I mean, the actual ethos of outsourcing is becoming a little more frowned upon now, as people know immediately. I mean, I can do an audit on a competitor site and I will know within minutes whether it's been outsourced, and if so, it's in some ways who it's been outsourced to. So that transparency is getting a bit more obvious.
Oh, okay. And how, I suppose, of outsourcing, how do you keep control of that? What you outsource? Is it something that you have tight rein on, or do you work with specific partners to help you with that?
If I do outsource, and I do it on a very minimal scale, it will be to people who I've worked with previously, and if they haven't worked with me previously, they will have come from someone who I haven't.
So it's recommendation
always,
Okay, no, that makes a lot of sense.
They'll be talking about more mobile, so Will Critchlow was talking about already there's a decline in web pages, and Facebook is becoming more and more mobile. That will become very, very important as everyone has one, and in 5 years' time everyone will have a smartphone that will be just as sophisticated as a PC, and that's how people will live on their mobiles.
Well, it's tablet technology and whatnot becoming very important in the marketplace. I think it's got to go that way, really, hasn't it? It really has got to go that way.
I would create, I would involve author rank a bit more. So there's a lot of authors, we can see they're using the rel author tag and bringing in Google+. And there's obviously metrics on that, there's algorithms that base how important authors are and social profiles are. So once they're connected, and they will be in the next couple of years more and more, that will become more important. So if, for example, you have Matt Putt's guest post on, you know, Joe Bloggs' website, that will hopefully be an algorithm that could make it improve a lot more simply because it's Matt Putt's on it, and doesn't totally rely on social metrics and general rankings. Don't stop believing.
Yes.
Not that Glee version, the original.
I can see you in a cheerleader's outfit, Alex.
Thank you.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much for your time. It's no problem. It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much.